Hey, this is Josh here, making another recording. I just want to react to this article I saw. It just hit me the wrong way. It just struck a chord. Just felt so wrong to watch, and just like it was one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen on like a camera, dude. And everybody had the pleasure of seeing it. I don't know what to think anymore. So that's why I'm making this video to just collect my thoughts, try to understand how this affects me in some way. But apparently, I'm gonna read off an article I found by Hindustan Times. Article is about a stalker that stabbed a 22-year-old Delhi woman over 20 times on a busy street. Apparently, it took place like today. So here we go. Apparently, this woman was 22 years old. She was a school teacher. Apparently, she had a prior engagement with the man. The man was in the middle of a divorce, but and was also proposing to her multiple times over a year. So the attacker definitely knew the victim. I don't know what sparked the incident. It hasn't gotten that far yet. They might release more information later, but right now, it just looked like a crime of passion. Like, just dude lost his mind. He just couldn't take being rejected anymore, and he just lost it and just went off on this poor girl. And like people walking by in the street were so helpless. They couldn't do anything to help her, dude. And it just really made you like realize how helpless and frail we really are as a human species. Um, Apparently the girl's name was Karuna, and apparently she was walking on the side of the road when the attacker, Sundar Singh, approached her and just ran up to her and started stabbing her, beating her, stabbed her over 20 times. People have been making like videos about this like all day today, so I am one of many people who are reacting to this. So a few months ago, she approached the police, like begging them for help, like please help me. There's a man that's like stalking me. He's going to hurt me. The police both didn't really do anything. They eventually reached a compromise, which sounds like an RO, like a restraining order, but I guess the guy broke it. They didn't like say anything. They're keeping their lips very sealed because it's embarrassing to the police department that should have fucking done their job properly. Trust me, the civil protection like unit, like you guys deserve to get fired for what you guys do for a living. Um, but anyways, that's just a personal opinion, not a fact. But anyways, her stalker just had this obsessive compulsive disorder that just would not like disappear, and probably should have sought mental help, or he should have just killed himself. But anyways, she was on her way to school to teach her class, and the locals spotted her. She was trying to run away. She recognized him immediately, so she knew she was about to die. And yeah, I guess he did get arrested, and so he got arrested, and case closed, murder caught. But still, the tragedy is that it could have been prevented. And honestly, if the police just acted, they could have prevented this death. Not to give the police more access to our private information, but like if the cops just use their instincts instead of just relying on like intel, you might find the world changing really fast. But anyways, it's not the fault of the police, it's not the fault of the attacker, it's not the fault of the victim, it's just the world and its crazy belief structure. because most of it's basically one of the analysts said the stalking cases are very difficult to report because complaints are usually not taken seriously. They assume it's just like a domestic dispute until violence is involved, then the police will get involved. But if this person is just terrorizing you from the distance, like they're not going to do anything. Apparently, stalker-led abductions and deaths in India are rare, but stalking defined is a wishful, malicious act of unwanted attention and harassment, violating or threatening a person can end up in any form of violence such as vicious or personal attacks on social media, wrecking the property, in some cases molestation and assault. And that's all on that little article. So my personal thoughts is that it was the most horrific thing I ever seen. Shame on the police for not doing their job, and they should be sued by the full prosecution of the family. My advice is to the victims who have to suffer, sue the shit out of the police department because they failed to protect their fucking people. No offense to the cops, man, but honestly, you fucked up. You guys fucking failed. I'm so disappointed. I'm sorry, but those are harsh, truth-telling words. All right? And I'm disappointed in the people who could have prevented it. But like I said, I wasn't there. In my mind, I would have taken the hit. I would have taken the stabbing for her because nothing's worse than just sitting by and watching it happen. That's what makes you a victim. So to any, because I'm going to see this shit tomorrow, because like, hey, stabbings, gunshots, like mass killings, this specialized murder, like, it doesn't change, man. It's just same shit, different day. You know, today's Tuesday. Yesterday there was a stabbing of 5 people. Today it was just this poor woman who was just trying to live her life the best she could. I don't know what to do. I just know if peace doesn't come, man, it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. And we, as a society, we need to stand up to these people who think they can push us around and let them know, hey, we're coming. We're coming to fight you. This is Josh. Just letting you all know, I'm still fighting.
A man stopped his bike, attacked a young woman and kept stabbing her till she stopped moving. The indifference that has shamed Delhi several times is on display in CCTV footage, which reveals that at least a dozen people did nothing to help 21-year-old Karuna. The alleged killer, Surender Singh, has been arrested. Karuna, a teacher, was stabbed some 30 times on a busy road in Barari in North Delhi. Her family had complained to the police about 5 months ago that she was being harassed and stalked by Singh, a 34-year-old neighbor in the middle of a divorce. It is not clear why no action was taken. The police claim the two families had reached a compromise. CCTV visuals show the attacker stabbing the woman repeatedly as she thrashed about helplessly. Some glanced and kept walking, others watched in horror but failed to react. 2 persons were seen moving towards the woman but backing off. The woman soon stopped moving but the attacker didn't. He went at the prone body a few more times with his knife. Then he was seen picking up a stone and bashing it against her head. He finally gave the body a hard kick before walking to his bike, unchallenged and apparently unconcerned about being caught.